Recording. Recording has started. So the first thing that I'm going to do, is I'm going to reach out to them either via social media. Now, what I hope for you guys is you guys will build up such a brand that at some point they're going to reach out to you. That's my goal. Right now, I'm pretty fortunate. I have a lot of agents that reach out directly to me, so I'm able to, have these discussions. And so when I sit down with them, they've kind of already, decided that they want to do more business. But if you're not, one of the things that you can do is you can take these leads we're providing, go to Facebook and say, hey, I've got a lead in, Allen, Texas, or wherever, right? And the thought behind that is you're going to get a whole bunch of people that say, oh, me, 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 me. And then from there, you're going to use that as a segue into scheduling a meeting.
Gotcha.
All right.
I've seen on your Facebook where you've done that.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to do it right here. I'm going to leave this up so that way I know that you guys see it. So this is basically what it looks like when I start. And so, I asked them, a little bit about their business. The whole idea of the first 5 or 6, 10 minutes is to find out, how's your business going? What do you like about your lender? What do you not like about your lender? And then I say, okay, well, let me show you what makes us different. So one of the things that we have created is a community page. And the idea of a community page is to be kind of a go-to place for all folks looking for something in the area. So it's more than just homes. So we own hot homes. So we've got hot homes of Cypress, hot homes of Sugar Land, hot homes of Katy, hot homes of Interloop, hot homes of Bernie, hot homes of, you name it, we've kind of got it. And so kind of learn which ones we have. But what I'm going to show you here is that, in the matter of 1 week, I was in front of 27,000 people in 1 week. So we have a very strong brand, and if I'm talking to a Keller Williams agent or this, that, and the other, I kind of preface a lot of this by everything they've ever done is chasing, right? 100 phone calls, knocking on 100 doors. And so I just kind of ask them, I'm like, so how long would it take you to knock on, 27,000 doors? And I mean, that's a long time. I ask them, how long does it take you to knock on 100 doors? Or make 100 phone calls, or call 100 expireds. So I knocked on 27,000 doors in about a week, and I only talked to the people that raise their hand and say, yes, I want more information, right? So that's a pretty powerful statement. They're seeing the power in the numbers. This is a real live scenario. Then we also tell them that we're going to help them, grow their business by teaching them how to do video. So here's an example where I did an open house video, and that you would come out and do an open house video with them, and we had just under 1,000 views on this. Now, I tell them, don't get hung up on the amount of views that are seen. I mean, it doesn't matter if you have 50 views or 100 views. I mean, it's still 50 or 100 people that saw your message this week that didn't see it last week. So we have an entire video training class. We want you to use what we teach you to do open house videos. We want you to use what we teach you to do video blogs. That's the number one way to convince people that you're the expert. And so we show them that. And then we will also list your listings through Listing Booster. Which is going to be one of the first things we're going to talk about. So we're going to showcase your listings on our Hot Homes pages for free. And they like that. And I'm going to say, look, right here, 324 people clicked on it. This one, 844 people clicked on it. Now, what does that look like? Well, I mean, what does that link look like, guys? That you've seen on Facebook. Huh?
Is it the U-Tour one?
Yeah, well, that's what this one is, but it looks just like the MLS listing.
MLS, yeah.
Their own.
Yeah.
So when they share, when you, the real estate agent, when you share an MLS listing, whether it's from HAR or Sabor or whatever site you're using, and someone clicks on it off of Facebook, how do you know who clicks on it?
You don't.
Yeah, you don't. Now you can go to the analytics page for the MLS, and it'll tell you maybe you had 34 click-throughs, but you don't know exactly who clicked on it. Well, we have the same problem here, right? So we had 844 people click on it, but we didn't know who clicked on it. So what we did is we created a funnel. The idea of the funnel is that it would be doing 50 to 80% of the selling for me. And then we would have a call to action. So the number one reason why when you as a real estate agent market and people don't sign up or do whatever, it's because they don't know what to do with the information you provided, right? They just see the information, they're not really sure what they're supposed to do with it. So we had that same problem. So we created this funnel, right? We have this big message, right? The house or whatever we're trying to sell. And then the idea is that we're going to whittle you down, and the people that fall out of the bottom are the people that are most interested. Those are the people raising their hand saying we want more information. So here's what it looks like now. So now we have what's called the irresistible offer. So the irresistible offer looks similar to that MLS page. And when they click on this, it's going to take you to the hook. The hook is the dedicated property website. So every one of your listings, Mr. or Mrs. Real Estate Agent, we're going to give you your own dedicated property website. Now I get that you might, you've got the MLS listing and you might have one on your Keller Williams or your, Remax page or whatever it is, but this is going to be dedicated just for you, okay? And then after about 3 seconds, it goes, whoop. So it's a double opt-in. You had to click the link or the house to begin with, and then you've got to opt in here with Facebook or continue with your email. All right, when they do that, we capture all their data on Facebook. So how much do you think this house cost? Katy, Texas. So just any community that you guys live in.
Dude, what? 53, I don't know.
How much?
300.
300, okay. So I have no idea how much this costs. Can we both agree or all agree that this is not $1 million home?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It doesn't look like $1 million home. Okay, so I'll ask this question to you, Dan, since you and I've never met or had these conversations. Do you own a Ferrari and a Lamborghini?
Not yet.
Okay. Do any of your friends?
No, sir.
Okay, and if they do, they probably wouldn't let you drive it whenever you want. Now, here's what I know about human nature. People will go online and they'll look up Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Bugattis, things like that because they want to see what the inside of a $100,000 or $200,000 car looks like, right? But people that go online and they look for Chevy Tahoes or Ford Expeditions are people in the market for a family SUV. This house right here is a family SUV. See, I will never click on this because I'm not looking for a house that looks like that in Katy right now because I'm not in the market to buy a house. So if someone clicks on this and double opts in, right, and then goes here and clicks, do you think, and we capture their data, do you think that's somebody that's probably interested in the market?
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely. So that's one of the marketing platforms that we have. Now, the other one that I'm going to show you is we also run ads on Facebook. Now, the first one, will get you signed up. We'll tell you kind of what that entails, but this is our VIP modern marketing. This is the one where we spend the most amount of money to run ads. And what we've done is we only put 5 to 7 agents per area, and we round robin them. But this is an example of one of our ads. So there's only 2 reasons why that people buy homes, okay, that make the decision to buy homes. There's 10 emotional needs, but there's only 2 reasons why people actually buy. The first is fear of loss, right? So the second is anticipation of gain. So what we've done is we've taken those 2 and we've put them in here. So fear of loss, right, is these days it's not rare to hear about a friend, neighbor, or family member who found a house of their dreams only to have another buyer swoop in and steal it away. That is fear of loss, right? Like, hey, I wanted this house and now I can't buy it, right? All of us picture what it'd be like to live in the home that has been in our minds since we were little, blah, blah, blah. So when you open this up, though, we use that anticipation of gain and continue to fear of loss. The anticipation of gain is we've assembled a stellar team of expert agents, builders and investors who know everything about every home on and off the market. All you have to do to get access to this insider list is sign up. That's the call to action. Now, if someone wants that and they click the sign up button, what it's going to do is it's going to take you to a landing page. This is built inside of Facebook now, and we're going to capture their name, email address, and phone number. Would you say that's a pretty good lead?
Yes.
Okay. So what we've done with both of these lead gen platforms is we've created double opt-ins. Unlike Zillow, which will backfeed your IP address and look for an email that's on, that's out there on that, we want them to click 2 times, and in this case, they have to click here, and then there's a submit button is here as well. So what we did here is we created a virtual model home park. This is no different than someone driving down I-10, seeing Cane Island or Cinco Ranch or some community that's being advertised by a builder, right, that walks into that model that says, hey, I saw this sign and this looks like a pretty nice community. I would like to know more information. That's what we've done here is you want to live in this particular community? Sign up. What we basically tell people is if you want to live in the community, sign up. We'll get you the information you want. If you don't want to live in the community, then don't sign up and move on. Now, let's say they get here, guys, and we back out of it. We actually will imprint on them. It's called retargeting. We pixelate them. And so then our hot homes page will start showing up in their Facebook news feed consistently. And because what we know is called the Lucky 7 method. It takes 7 to 12 touches before someone feels like they know you and trust you. Okay? Now, to be a part of this program, this is for the program that we do with folks that are actually giving us business. All right, I spend about $3,000 to $5,000 a month. You could tell them we as a team spent, because that's a true statement, $3,000 to $5,000 a month to generate leads off of this system. The other system, I'll tell you what that cost is here in just a minute. Okay, so to be on this one, you got to do a couple things. You've got to download our Hancock Mortgage app, which all of you will have. If you look up here in the top left-hand corner, you're going to look under Messages. The reason why we have you download this app for two reasons. One, it becomes a leash to your customer. So if you share the app, we're going to be able to co-brand the app, right? So if you share the app, then what will happen is if a customer of yours goes into the app and they're messing with calculators a month from now and you haven't talked to them, we're going to get notification that says John Smith is in the app. So it's really cool. Plus, once they're in processing, the stuff comes through. But if you can see this right here, the leads within 4 seconds of them hitting submit show up. So right here was one that went to Melissa, and it was Teresa Esparza. And it came in so it was Teresa Esparza, 210-777-2986, tsparza63.ta@gmail.com. So I have a name, email address, and phone number that just came in today. That doesn't suck.
No. And that's off this?
That's off the Hot Homes, yes.
Does the realtor get that same lead?
This is for the realtor, yes. So
Okay.
what will happen next is the realtor, so it'll come in via here, and it comes here. So here's an example of a real live lead. Within 40 seconds, an email goes out. So this one, if you can see in the top right-hand corner, it went to Lynn Elder at Remax.net. So it's Shelly Jernigan, sjjernigan at Comcast.net, 713-288-2593. Would you say that's a good lead?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. So here's the deal, guys. What you're about to see next, and this is what I tell them, what I'm about to show you next, if you do your job as a real estate agent, I should never see. We then send a follow-up email, right, after this, and we say, hey, Hot Homes is not a site that wants to send you a bunch of junk. Do me a favor. And we send this 5 times over the next 10 days. So every 2 days, we send this follow-up email. So poor Shelly signed up again. Shelly Jernigan, sjjernigan at Comcast.net, same phone number. Now, if you're familiar with Friendswood, that's West Ranch. What price range? $550, 6-month time frame, no lender, no agent. I actually closed this deal. We reached out to her and we said, hey, did Lynn with Hot Homes, the agents are representing Hot Homes at this point, did Lynn at Hot Homes reach out to you? She said no. That's why I opted in again. We actually sent this down to an agent. We fired Lynn. I mean, what would $550,000? I think we closed this around $525,000. What would that pay to you as a real estate agent?
Pretty penny.
Yeah, over $15,000.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, we fired Lynn and we just, moved on down the line. So then right here, the lead comes through the funnel. We teach you how to follow up with the lead. I'll send you a training video on that. Teach you how to make FU money. So how to make FU money is more money than you've ever made, but it's made in the follow-up. So we teach 3 go away. The first 3 is the 3 modes of communication: phone call, text, email/Facebook Messenger. So what we know is most phone numbers go unanswered if they don't recognize the number. Text, though, we do know 99% of text messages get read even if they don't respond. Okay, and then third is going to be email/Facebook Messenger. If you can find someone on Facebook, the cool thing is if you message them, it helps you with your affinity component of EdgeRank, and you can see when they read the message. Emails sometimes get hit with spam, so that's why we've got to be careful there. All right. The second 3 is you have 3 minutes to do those 3 modes of communication. Now, when you sign up with Hot Homes and we're doing business, we actually do those first 3 for you. We have a system called the Perpetual Machine that will kick out information as soon as they log in. And what will happen is they get an email, they get a text message, and then they get a slide dial voicemail, meaning it'll show a missed call on their cell phone and they'll have a voicemail.
That's done automatically through the...
Only on Hot Homes, not Listing Booster.
Okay.
Yep. On Hot Homes, that's automatic. So they have to sign it and they have to send in the scripts and the voicemail. That is one of the things that they have to do in order to be put on that system. Okay. And the last 3 is if you still don't hear from them, you have 3 hours to do those 3 modes of communication. So what do you think the average number of times someone follows up with?
2.
How many?
2.
Yeah, 2 to 3 times, right? Usually it's a phone call, text, and email. So only 5% of sales take place, regardless of industry, after 3 touches. But 80% of sales take place between the 5th and 12th touch. So what are we going to do by following this system? We're going to touch them 6 times on the first day when they express the most interest and are the hottest. This is what the agents that are converting these and making money are doing.
So they're getting touched you said 6 times the first day, 3 of them are automatic, and then 3 come from
you. Yep.
Okay.
Now they can use this same technique with Listing Booster or any lead that they get. This is a proven system. This is what I did when I started converting the deals. All right. And then we say we're going to work with you through the process, and I'm going to share the videos. I'll send you guys my videos. You can share my videos, or what I would encourage you to do is get versed enough that you can create your own video. It's going to teach you what questions to ask, like not where do you want to live. It's going to ask you what's important to you in a community. In your next home, what's the most important room in the house and why? You know, all those things. It's going to go over how to make FU money. There's a video of what it recaps what I just said, right? And I say before I leave here, what I want to do is I want to share with you something to help you grow your business. So 4 things to do to build your brand every day on social media. Post once a day in one of the major time slots. Text or call a potential client. Facebook message a potential client. Create engagement with a potential client. 1 point for each activity. That's 4 points per day. If you did this over the next 30 days, you would have now done 120 different activities with implicit intent to grow your business. Can't tell me if you did 120 different things, Craig, in the next 30 days to grow your business, you wouldn't have more business than you have today.
Sir.
So that's obviously I ran through it a little quicker, but that is the presentation. I sit down with them firsthand and I go over that and I say, so are you interested in signing up? And then I say, wait, well, you probably want to know how much all this costs, right? And I tell them, I say, look, Listing Booster costs you a whopping $12 a year. Now, I don't need your 12 bucks. So I tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. You're going to buy me coffee next week when we sit down and go over on how to do this. And I'm going to give you a paid cash receipt so we're both compliant. So in essence, it's free.
Yep. That's cool.
Right? And I say, would you like to sign up? And they say yes. And then what I do from that point is I then send them, I go to Listing Booster, and I'll get you the stuff, Becca. And then we send over the link for them to sign up. And then I schedule a meeting, and I know this is where Craig has fallen off. You schedule that meeting for next week. This is where April used to fall off. You schedule that meeting for next week to go over the system. Notice, I didn't go over the system yet. I'm just like, hey, you want to sign up? Cool. This gives me a reason to follow up. This gives us a reason to get together again.
So you dangled the carrot and then you go back and...
Yeah. I say, hey, do me a favor. Here's your homework for next week. So it's Wednesday or it's Tuesday. We're going to be at this exact same spot next Tuesday. Here's what I need. Because I'm going to pull it up and send it to them right while we're sitting there. I need you to go in. I need you to create your account. It won't take you more than 10 minutes to upload a photo and a logo. And then I want you to find a listing from someone in your office if you don't already have one, and just follow the prompts to get it in. And then once you get it in, we're going to sit down. I'm going to show you how to now they'll take it once it's in there and market it with all the different marketing tools that it has to generate leads. So we'll be generating leads next week off of this listing.
And then
Because
the next
ones
week
that
you
won't
follow
do
up
it,
with how it...
huh?
So then the next week you follow up with how the system works?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, which what we can do next Monday is we can do that. And because Dan, if you'll be there, what we'll do is we'll do the same thing next week, and I'll show you how the system works.
Cool.
Okay.
So Chad, you do this presentation first, then you book another appointment for the following week to do onboarding of the systems.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
that.
It gives me a reason to meet with them again. I do it either the next week or the following week. See, here's the thing, guys. If they won't even create the system, then they ain't going to do shit you need them to do to be successful anyway.
Right. That's true.
And I say, who would be doing this? Will it be you, or do you have a transaction coordinator or a junior realtor or whatever? Cool. That person needs to come next week because I'm going to show you how to start generating leads. Because here's what I want, and here's what I'll show them. Like, look, I don't want to go into too much detail, but and I tell them, I want you, and I'm glad we recorded this. I'll send this to everybody. Words matter. Okay. So notice the words I've used. So what I tell people is I'm a big believer in the proof is in the pudding.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to show you because I'm sure, and again, you'll be able to use this. It's a little bit different for you, Craig. But you've had a lot of success, so it'll already work. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Becca.
I'm sorry. Is there something that's supposed to be on the screen? Because right now I'm just seeing pictures.
It should be a website.
Chad. Craig, are you seeing it?
Do you see the
Oh,
website, guys?
just-
Oh, no,
I
I
just
stopped
see 'em.
sharing. My bad. Hold on. I stopped sharing it. I stopped sharing because when I share, sometimes there's a lag because it's.
Gotcha.
All right, now.
So while you're getting ready to share the 4 major time slots, do you have that?
Yes, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m.,
Okay.
11 to 1, 3 to 6, and after 8.
Okay.
Now, there's actually more than that, but those are the main ones I tell them.
Okay.
So I'm going to go in here and show them this, and then we'll go over this presentation next week, but this is what I do to whet their appetite. Because I don't want this meeting to be more than an hour.
Right.
You know, so we're talking and we're making sure we like each other, right? We're dating. Right? So I just say, you know, let me just give you an example. So this is an agent that's using our system. So I can log in as her, right? And I'll say, look, we got these web leads. Or actually, I go to text leads first. And I'm like, look, in this case, she only has 4 text leads. So she hasn't done a great job with that. I'm going to show you how to utilize the text leads. I think they're great, but she doesn't use it, which is fine. But let me show you how many web leads. 270. You don't think that someone, and I ask him, you don't think that someone in that 270 is buying a house?
Yep.
I tell them, most of the time, you have no idea what you're even, most real estate agents don't know what they're supposed to do the next day. Well, there's 270 people to follow up with. So next week, I'm going to show you how to get those leads. You want to get signed up? Yeah. Just ask. Do you want to, I've only had one person ever tell me no.
Wow.
Which was cool, because then I realized he was a dumbass and I didn't want to work with him. You know what I mean? But I'm like, you know, most of the time I'm like, so is this something you want to do? No pressure. I'm only allowed so many people. So is this something you want to do? Yes. Okay, great. And then I pull it up, and then I just immediately type in and send it to him while we're sitting there. And then I schedule the appointment. It becomes like taking candy from a baby. Because at some point what will happen is you're providing value, you start posting your results, you do all that stuff. I mean, I know Craig just jumped on it a couple months ago. I mean, he gave one agent 50, 60, 70 leads. Now, here's the thing. We know that they're not going to really follow up with them. Like, we're well aware of that. But if you're providing some value to them, the idea is you want to use this to get their 30-day money. Now, there will be people on here that will close. The key is to follow up. And as you guys are new and you don't have a lot of business, this is the stuff you should be following up on.
Right. And booking more meetings, like you said, Chad. I mean,
5 meetings a week.
5 is a minimum to me. I mean, where I'm at.
I'm
shit,
just
I got
saying that
time.
5 will. The reason why I say 5 is non-negotiable even when you become busy, because what will happen is that's at least 5 hours, and it typically is more than that because you're driving. But what I do is I schedule them all relatively at the same place. I'll try. I don't ever schedule more than 2. No, definitely not more than 3. But usually I don't schedule more than 2 because after 2 hours of talking to agents, my brain's fried. Plus, I can't really be out of complete pocket for more than a couple hours. But what I'll do is I'll schedule, a 1 to 2, and then a 2:30 to 3:30. That way, if one goes over a little bit,
Well, I'm
You
excited.
go to them or you have them come to you?
I meet them at Starbucks.
Okay. So you have okay.
Yeah, we meet at a place. I try to find something that's not too far out of the way for them. I don't want them in my office because I'm busy, so I want to be able. If they're in here, they never want to leave.
Right.
Where if I'm at Starbucks, I can say, oh well, I got to go. I got another appointment.
Gotcha.
I don't ever do it in their office either if I can help it.
Okay.
But what I want them to do is go back and start talking about me, and that's what's happened now. That's why I get people that now are like, hey, can we meet? What was your question, Craig?
Well, no, I'm excited to see what this Ring Central and trying to cut down on time. Do this same thing you're doing. Just don't be interested to see the human interaction of this. I feel like I'm connected to you guys now. I do. If that could save time, that's what I'm saying. I could book 3 or 4 of these in a day and run them for 30 minutes.
Yeah, you can run through that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Again, what's going to happen is you're going to end up getting busy because you're going to get business. The key is the reason why I came up with 5 is the non-negotiable. I mean, yeah, right now you should probably be doing 10 because you're still fiddling. And you'll know within 60 days whether those agents are good or not because they're either going to give you business or not. I just went through and deleted like 20. And there's nothing more powerful than when an agent says, "Oh, I just got a listing and I can't log in. What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I deleted you."
Just had that happen with that Melissa Avalar, because they were hung up about can't use other agents' listings.
And so let's talk about that real quick. So you can use another person's listing if they give you permission, and then under the description, you just put double space, separate it, put a couple asterisks, and say listing offered by. So listing offered by April Rayner. That's giving April the credit for the listing. Because when they sign the agreement with the customer, it's a right to list, not a right to sell. Now,
Okay, I'm a little lost.
Huh?
I got a little confused on this.
So under the description.
I can't see anything, by the way, again, but I don't know.
I took it off.
Okay.
Here, I'll show you. Oops.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be a pain.
No, trust me. I guarantee if you have questions, they have questions too. I already know how to do this. So I want to make sure you guys are clear. Okay. So the cool thing is here, the dashboard is always like your home button. Okay, so you go here to manage listings, right? So if you're going to list someone else's, and I'll go over this in more detail next week, but so see, these are photos coming soon, so she didn't finish them. So let's go find a different one, a different agent. So back to LO account. Agents.
Chad, I got an agent that I got to get to.
Yep, no problem. And I know you already know some of this. So we'll talk later.
Man. All right, yes, sir.
Bye, Greg.
Bye, guys.
Okay.
And this is the stuff you'll show them. You can actually add chat boxes to the sites now. That's cool. Oops. So her listings are. Okay, so right here, see how this has a TBD? This is not her listing. All right. So you go when you set it up. Down here, right here.
Mm-hmm.
What she should be doing now, it's a little different with Keller Williams because they have an agreement. But what they should have done was gone down here and put, asterisks and then listed by. And the reason you do that is because the other stuff, has that verbiage on it, like the flyers and stuff, which I don't think my flyers are working. I need to have Roth re-download my PDF.
So an agent can boost or list another person's,
As long as they have permission.
as long as they have their permission and they just put it on their listing offered by da-da-da.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
see, I got a problem with Adobe Acrobat.
Okay.
So I need to, but it's on the flyer, it's on the website, it's all that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I understand that now. So they don't have to, specifically be their listing as long as they have the permission. Gotcha.
And I'll show you how the system works next week. But those meetings, that's what you guys should be setting up now.
Okay.
That's and here's the catch. The catch is we do business. I'll answer any mortgage question you want, but there's nothing sexy about mortgages. How about we discuss how I can help you grow your business? I mean, how many deals did you do last year? I did 10. Cool. Well, would you like to do 20? Well, of course. So if I helped you get to 20, is there any reason why you wouldn't send me your business?
That's good.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. It's like, no, okay. Now you got to hold them accountable and then circle back with them and touch base with them and all that. But again, if you don't see one pre-qual in the first 60 days, then they're not going to do what they need to do anyway.
And then you take them off after.
Sometimes.
So long?
I mean, again, sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. Like that agent that had 270, I've never done a deal with her.
Okay.
I know why I don't do deals, but here's the thing: she's a very popular agent in my area, and she has 270 leads. So what do? I use her as a presentation getter, right? Because people know who she is. I'm like, oh well, look, Tinsley's gotten 270 leads. They're like, oh my God, Tinsley, she's awesome. Yeah, she is. Even though I've never done a deal with her, she gives me credibility.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
So again, sometimes I'm just making business decisions. So, all right, guys, I'm going to stop the recording.
So you'll